Welcome back to GIS Gallery. This is part 2 of our Python Basics for GIS programming series. In this video, we'll go deeper into Python and explore operators, essential concepts you'll need before automating any GIS workflows. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss the upcoming videos, where we'll start applying Python to geospatial tasks using real-world GIS data and libraries.
If you have installed, then you can use these operators in your command prompt. Okay, so we have different operators. So we have arithmetic operators, we have comparison operators, and we have logical operators, we have assignment operators. Okay, and we have different data types. Okay, that we'll be seeing. So the arithmetic operators that we have in Python is we have addition, we have subtraction, multiplication, division, modulus, and exponentiation and floor division. Okay, so addition will be using the plus sign. Okay, so we can add two variables by using the plus sign. We can subtract two variables using the minus. So we have the multiplication. So multiplication will be using the star symbol here. Okay, and for division we'll be using the slash, and we also have another uh, operator that is called modulus. Okay, so modulus is something like, okay, so when you divide a number by another number, you will be mostly getting the quotient, right? So division, you will be getting the quotient as output, but the modulus operator, you'll be getting the remainder. Okay, so if you just divide 3 by 2, you'll be getting a remainder of 1, right? So that 1 or the remainder will be the output of modulus. Okay, so okay, we'll just see that. So if you just come to command prompt, you can just give Python and will be into your Python terminal. Okay. Now I can just create a variable. Okay. So like I told you, I'll be creating a variable by just giving a value. Okay. So I can just give a variable num1. Okay, equal to 5. So right now I have created a variable called num1. So variable is a container that we are using to store a value, right? So the num1 is the variable that I have created to store the value of integer 5. Okay. Similarly, I can also create another variable that's called num2. Okay. Now I can do these arithmetic operations. So I can just give num3 equal to, I can just give num1 plus num2. Yeah. Now it says num is not defined, which means I have not created a variable called num. Okay. So only num1. Okay, now if I want to see the output of num, I can, so in the terminal I can just give num3 and enter and get the value, or you can also give print num3. Okay, so print is the statement that is used to display your output to the console. Okay, so but since this is, we are using a terminal here, we can just directly give num3 and it will usually give the output here. Okay, so similarly we can also give like num1 minus num2, and we can just give the workflow. Okay. So and we can just give like star, we'll get multiplication, right? And we can just slash for division. Okay. Now if I'm giving the modulus, okay. So like I told you, modulus is to get the remainder. Okay. So when I'm dividing num1 by num2, and I'm taking this modulus, it will not show me the quotient but just the remainder. Okay, so if I want to find only the remainder when I divide two numbers, I can use this modulus. Okay, so when I'm dividing 5 and 10, I get the so 5. Okay, remainder. And yeah, so and also we have another operator that is called exponentiation. Okay, so exponentiation is like 2 star. Okay, so if we give 2 star, that it means the power of. Okay. So if I'm giving x 2 star y, then it means x raised to the power of y, x raised to y. Okay. So if I want to find out something like 5 square, I can just give 5 star star 2. That is 5 square. So then this 5 cube, 5 star star 3, that is 5. So star star is the power of function, okay, exponentiation. And we also have another of a division that is called floor division. Okay. So you know flooring and ceiling, flooring, ceiling. Okay. So it's a concept in mathematics. So if you want to round the number to the smallest digit, you'll be giving flooring. And if you want to round the number to the highest digit, you'll be giving ceiling. Okay. Just remember the ceiling and flooring. Okay. So if you have like 5.6, okay, if you're flooring it, the output will be 5 integer, okay, and if you're sealing it, the output will be 6, okay. So that's floor division. Okay, so in here floor division, what it does is it divides the first operand by the second and rounds the value to the smallest integer. Okay, so rounding to the smallest integer, we can do the floor division. So it divides the numbers and then rounds it to the smallest integer. Okay, floor division. So floor division first divides the number and then rounds it to the smallest digit. Okay. So what did we give here? So in here 0.5, right? So if I'm just giving floor division, so floor division will be slash slash. Okay. Now the value should be 0. Okay. And yeah, so those are the arithmetic operators, and then we have comparison operators. Okay, so comparison operators is used to check two variables. Okay, so we have equal, not equal, greater than or equal, and less than or equal. Okay, so the equal operator is given by two equals. Okay, so equal to operator is given by two equals. So we can check if two operands are equal by using the equal. Okay, so which means like yeah, and also we have not equal. So not equal is symbolized by a exclamation and equal. Okay, and we have greater than, we have the less than, and greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. So greater than or equal to is given like greater than and equal symbol, less than and equal symbol. Okay. Okay. So yeah. So I have num1, right? So if I just get num1 equal to num2, it is false. Why? Because num1 was 5 and num2 was 10, right? But if I have like num3 is also 5, okay. Now if I just give num1 equal to num3, it gets true because two operands are the same. Okay. So to check if two values or two variables or two operands are the same, we can use this equal to operator. Okay. Similarly, I can check if these are not equal by using not equal to. So it will be false because 5 and 5. If I am just giving num2 here, it will be true. Okay. And what else? We have less than or equal to. So is num1 less than num2? This true. Is num1 greater than num2? That is false. Is num1 less than or equal to num2? That is true. And it is greater than or equal to num2? That is false. Less than or equal to. It's checking if it's less than or equal to. That is less than or equal to, right? So, okay, so num3. So will it be less than or equal to num3? So num1 less than or equal to num3. What will be our output? It's true.
It's true.
Num1 and num1 is also 5, num3 also 5. So it's checking if it's less than or if it's equal to. So since it's equal to, it's giving me true. Same as greater than or equal to. Okay. So those are your comparison operators. And then we have logical operators. So and, or, and not. So we have studied like logical gates and everything, right, in school. So same as before. So we can combine different operators or combine different this thing by giving this and, or, and not. Okay. So and operator will return true only if the both operands are true. Okay. So if both operands are true only, will be the and operator will return true. Okay. Or operator it returns true if either one of the operand is true. Either this or that. Okay, that is true. Not will be just the opposite. So if it is true, not will make it false. If it is false, not will make it true. Yeah, and or and not gate. Yeah, study right. We have like and gate. So if this is zero and this is zero, the output will be zero. But if this is 1 and this is 1, that will be 1. But if this is 1 and this is 0, the output will still be 0. Just remember that one, right? The same thing. So if we have like two conditions, if both two are true only, the AND gate will return it true. Okay. So if this is false, it will be false. If this is false, it will be false. So only if both are true, AND will return it true. But if the OR case, like even if like either one is true, it will return as true. Okay. So either if one is true, it will return as true, and not it just negates it. Okay. So for example, I can just give something like okay. So we know that num1 is num1 less than num2 is true, and num1 greater than num2 is false. Okay. So if I just num1 less than num2 and num1 greater than num2, the output is false because one was true, one was false, the output is false. But if I'm just giving or here, it will give me true because if either one is true, or will return it as true. Okay. So these logical operators will be most useful when you are working with conditional operators. Okay, there's a concept called conditional operators. So we will be using if statements and like looping statements. So this will be most useful in these kinds of conditional operators and looping statements. These are logical operators. Okay. And we have assignment operator. Okay, so assignment operators is used to assign values to variables. Okay, so we have already seen this equal to, right? So that is how we create a variable. So the first here, so this one, so this here, this is also an operator that is called assignment operator. So we are assigning a value of 5 to the variable of num1, assigning the value of 10 to the variable num2. Okay. No, equal to is like checking if two variables are true. Assignment operator is single equal to, it is assigning a value to a variable. So here we will be using two equal. So this is the equal to operator. Okay. So it's checking if this value is this value. But in here, so if I just give x equal to y here, what it does is to the, yeah, so it's assigning the value of y to this variable x. Okay. But if I just give 2 equal to here, then it's checking if this is if this other side. Okay. So that's the difference between assignment and equal to operator. So this is a single equal to. So if I just give x equal to 5, then the value of integer 5 is assigned to the x is 5. Okay. And we also have another concept that is like add and assign, subtract and assign, multiply and assign, divide and assign. Okay. So if I want to like, okay, so I have the x equal to 5 here. Okay. Now to this x 5, I want to add another 5. So how will I do? If I give x plus 5, still the value of x is 5 only. So I want to assign the new. So I want to assign. So I have the variable x here, that is of value 5. Okay. Now I want to add another value of 5 to the x, and then assign that to the same x. So I want to override the value of x with another plus 5 value. So I'll be giving it mostly as x equal to x plus 5. Alright. So what it does is it does x plus 5. So what is x plus 5? So 5 and then 5, right? 10. And then value of 10 it will assign back to x again. So the current value of x will be overwritten by the new value. Right? New value of x will be 10. Okay. This whole thing, okay, I can shorten it as x plus equal to 5. This thing is same as this thing. So if I give x plus equal to 5, it means x equal to x plus 5. And this is a new operator, that is called add and assign operator. So instead of assigning this whole thing, I can use this operator, okay, x plus equal to 5. Okay. So now the value of x will be 20. Because I already write this one and then it's done here. And then I in here added a 5, and in here again added a 5. So right now it's 20. Okay. Similarly, if I want to subtract the value of 5 from this x and then assign it back to x, I'll be giving x minus equal to 5. Now the value of x will be 50. Okay. So this operator is called no minus and assign. Okay. So subtract and assign. So we have add and assign, that is plus equal to. So it adds and assigns the value. This operator. We have subtract and assign in subtracts and assigns the value. Similarly, we have multiply and assign, divide and assign. Okay, same thing. So if I want to multiply and assign, so with the current value of x, I want to, okay, now the value of x is 25. X equal to x into 5. So x equal to x into 5 is right now the value, yeah. So 50 into 5, 25. Then yeah, so similarly, so this is called multiply and assign, and we have divide and assign, that is okay. So do you see a difference between this value and this value? Output point 0. Since we are dividing in, the output is now in decimal. Okay. Okay. So by default, when you divide a number, the output will be decimals. Okay. So these are integers. Okay. So again.